There are three candidates for mayor, and they aren't all with us tonight. In alphabetical order, William Brooks, Terry Pugh, and Catherine Thoman. We'll begin tonight by providing each candidate with 2 minutes to inform the audience about themselves and why they are running for the office. We'll start with Mr. Brooks.
Hi, my name's Bill Brooks. I've been in St. Clairsville since 1965. I left to go to the United States Marine Corps. I did 3 years there. I served at Okinawa. My daughter has gone to school in St. Clairsville. My wife is sitting here for 35 years. She stood by me. My wife didn't think she'd last, my family didn't think she'd last a month. But she stuck it out. I just want to say that this city is really divided at this time. And we need to bring the city back together. You know, I think my leadership skills from the Marine Corps and the way that I've lived my life would help bring all of this back. We need to have a mayor that leads and not rules, okay? We need to have one that's going to listen to the citizens and listen to council and come up with decisions and sit down in harmony with them. Now, I do not support at this time the visions of growth, because that's what they are, they're visions. My thoughts right now is, let's take care of what we have here now. Then we worry about going east and annexing places and doing things. We have an area that's in flood. Every time we have a big rain, they're in a flood area. So I want to take care of this. I want to take care of some of the other things we have in this city before we reach out to annex or sell our water. Thank you.
Thank you. What's important to Terry Pugh? Family, faith, country/city. I was born and raised in St. Clairsville 73 years ago. I graduated from St. Clairsville High School and Bethany College. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology. I'm a member of the Thoburn Methodist Church, and I've been there my whole life. And I've served on numerous boards and committees. I married my lovely wife, Charlene, 51 years ago, and have 2 daughters, Tara and Jackie, who I'm so proud about. I have 3 grandchildren. I served in the U.S. Army from 1969 to 1972. I was a special agent in military intelligence in the New York office. 20+ years I've been a member of the American Legion Post 159. After serving in the U.S. Army, I became Director of Investigations with Wells Fargo Investigative Service in New Jersey. And then I went on to be hired as Corporate Manager of Security with Carrier Air Conditioning in New York. In 1982, my wife and I made the decision to return to St. Clairsville and raise our family here. I worked hard to grow St. Clair Lawn Care, and as owner and president till 2013, when I sold to True Green, the world's largest lawn care company. Immediately, I started another company called High Valley Athletic Fields Corporation. And I sold that in 2016 when I became mayor. Both companies were located in St. Clairsville. I've been a 35-plus year member of the St. Clairsville Chamber of Commerce and held numerous offices. I was elected to council in 2010, council president in 2014, and in 2016 elected mayor of St. Clairsville. I'm a 10-year past member of the Cumberland Trails Bar Board. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, EJ. The last time I saw EJ, and that's been 15 years ago, I was still working out at the center here, and apparently I haven't kept up with it like I should have, but good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
And I'd like to shout out to my sister Colleen and my friend Jody, who chose to spend their birthdays here with me today. Happy birthday. And thank you for doing my hair and my makeup, Colleen. So anyway, my name is Catherine Tallman, and I'm running for mayor of St. Clairsville. Although there are times I'm saying, why am I doing this? But I'll tell you why. I've been a citizen, or I've been a corporate person my entire life. I've never been in government. And to be honest, I think that's an advantage. I got involved in this very serendipitously in March when a letter came to my home saying that the water wasn't drinkable in March, and I wanted to know why. I was pretty upset because the letter said, if you have any medical conditions, contact your doctor before you drink it. Well, I was mad. And I'm retired, I have a lot of free time. So I decided to go up to the city building in person. And Mayor Pugh was very gracious. I stormed right into his office. I said, explain to me what's wrong with the water. Why is it not drinkable? And I was asked to be on a committee, Jody, to help evaluate selling of our water. And let me digress a little bit. I did not grow up in St. Clairsville. I chose to move here. I grew up in Wheeling, actually in Clearview, which I like to think of as the Hamptons of Warwood. But David Powell, one of my neighbors from Clearview, went to West Liberty State College before it was a university. I am old. And I also have a master's from Mountain State University. But I took a lot of my life spent in a corporation and as a business person. And I was good at it. I was an international award winner in pharmaceutical medical sales, national award winner, and a regional winner. I got a call one night at 11 o'clock. There were two little boys who were hemophilia patients who had been in a car accident and their lives were on the line. I drove all night to Morgantown, all over eastern Pennsylvania to secure Factor 8 and got it to Children's Hospital so those children could have surgery and live, and they both did. But I didn't do it for any kind of recognition. I did it because it's the right thing to do. And I want to do what's right for St. Clairsville. That's why I jumped into this race. I think as a business person, I'll shut up, I promise, I bring skills and talents and experience to the table that hasn't been seen in a while. Thank you.
For the next round, we'll start with Mr. Pugh. Each candidate will now be given 30 seconds to inform the audience of their top 2 or 3 priorities for their agenda. 30 seconds.
Well, the first priority is definitely an important one, and it's on everybody's mind, and that's to comply with all EPA citations related to our drinking water, either through privatization or through our own construction, whichever council selects, to assure safe, clean drinking water at a reasonable cost for all our citizens. I also want to continue to improve all the city services, whether our police, utilities, street, or recreation departments. And third, to complete the Bellevue Avenue project, to assure no homeowners will be concerned about their house flooding, as has been the problem for the past 40 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pugh. Ms. Coleman,
Yes, sir.
your turn.
Sure. My agenda. Whoops, sorry, did not mean to be that loud. But I would ask for, first of all, transparency. I feel like there's been a lot of things that we have not had fairly put on the table, especially with the water issue. We have not looked at every option. We have not explored them thoroughly. And as a business person who did a lot of research in my job, research and accountability are very important. I also know that there is discord in the city, and I feel bad about that. But when you see 47, 50 people at a council meeting begging the administration, except for 3 brave council people, Mr. Basil, Mr. Smith, Ms. Oprich, asking for other options, there's going to be discord. People of St. Clairsville are very smart, and they know what they want to see. They want to see transparency, accountability, and we want to see prosperity. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Brooks.
I would like to see transparency, a whole bunch of it. There's too many meetings held in executive sessions, and the people don't know what's going on, okay? The water is a great issue. I'm telling you right now, my view, never sell your water. Wars have been fought over water. Once this company gets it, they dictate the price. They can cut you off if you're late. Never ever sell your water, please. Can I get that out to you? I don't care whether you're on council. I don't care if you got big bucks in your pocket. You have to remember the senior citizens, the people on fixed incomes, the hard-working families. We have to take it in. My second one is to create some kind of a liaison between us and the schools. Our kids need something. Maybe not what they put out there, but they need something, and we need to work at it. Thank you.
Now we'll take some questions from the audience. We'll start with Ms. Tallman. Recently, the city was contacted by the Census Bureau concerning the possibility of the city losing its status because of a decline in population. When elected, how would you as mayor promote the city to encourage more people to become residents?
It's a very good question, thank you. And it doesn't take a gallon of gas to drive around our little city and see all the houses for sale. It's a sad situation to me. I see it in my neighborhood. What I would do is, first of all, make it business friendly again. I have gone up and down our streets, I've talked to businesses, and they tell me how difficult it is to have a small business in St. Clairsville. They're ruled and regulated to death. And as a business person, I just think it's ridiculous. The codes and regulations need looked at. I also know as a retiree who's living on a budget, I feel like we're taxed to death. And I can't promise anything can be done, but I guarantee I will look at that RETA tax that was voted against and still put in place. Thank you. We need to make this city business friendly again.
Mr. Brooks is up next.
Don't take that award in my name. That's right. Sorry, Bill couldn't be here today.
Mr. Brooks, if elected, how would you as mayor promote the city to encourage more people to become residents?
I personally would just say it's a wonderful place to live. But people have to see it's a wonderful place to live. They have to talk to the people in town and say, you know what? St. Clairsville is doing this at the rec center. They're doing this down at the amphitheater. Our taxes are high, but we see where the money's going. We have to reach out and have our people publicize what a great place St. Clairsville is. I rode down to Bel Air today, and then I had to go to Martins Ferry. And I want you people to be honest. I want you to take a ride down through those two towns. I'm not putting them down. Do you want your town to be like that? You know, we live in a wonderful town. As I said, I was in Okinawa. I went many places with the Marines. I came home because I love this town here. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Brooks. If re-elected, how would you as mayor promote the city to encourage more people to become residents?
Well, as I heard somebody say earlier, I think it was Mike Smith, he looked out and he said, oh, all these people came to St. Clairsville from Wheeling. I think St. Clairsville is paradise on the hills, as it's called. and we continue to keep it clean, keep it safe, provide good services, which we have, and people will continue to come here. I think the oil and gas industry is up and down, and that has a lot to do with the rental program in St. Clairsville, which was never a problem before. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And we'll start the next question with Mr. Brooks. If elected mayor, what projects or tasks do you think you would involve yourself on a daily basis? Additionally, how much oversight would you have over the various city departments regularly?
First of all, I do not believe in micromanaging anyone. I think that you hire good people from your community, okay, from your community to do the work. You don't hire people from New Philadelphia to come here and say, this has to be done, that has to be done. You don't hire people from Wheeling. We have sent our kids to college. Let's give them these jobs. Let's give the people in Richland Township these jobs and let them learn from other people, okay? None of us are perfect, but we have people in other towns that can help us. We have smart people in our own community that can guide our kids. Let's keep our jobs here, and that's all I'm going to say on that if we can.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And Mr. Hughes, what projects or tasks do you think you would involve yourself on a daily basis, and how much oversight to the city departments?
Well, I think this is an easy one for me to answer. The mayor of St. Clairsville is a part-time job. I average between 40 and 50 hours a week in the job because I enjoy it. I want to know what's going on in the city. And as far as the people involved on my staff, I interviewed people. I made the best selection. And if they were from the city, they were hired. If they were from New Philly, they were hired. And they're all doing an outstanding job for this city. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Brown, what projects or tasks do you think you would involve yourself on a daily basis? And how much oversight would you give to the various city departments?
I think, again, as a business person, I would certainly want to see the best talent, because that's what you do. Great talent brings great results. And I would certainly reach out. In fact, I've been reaching out. I've been doing a lot of networking and putting some things in place that I can't really speak about now, but we would move forward quickly. We would be, I've had a lot of networking ability, and I've done a lot of things in business, and the things I want to be involved in, first of all, let's get our police department back on track. There's been discord in various offices. Let's rehire some of our municipal people. I had people tell me how their roads weren't cleaned last year. We didn't have enough people to do it. There are things I would be involved in. I am not a micromanager either, but I think that certainly I would be overseeing and making sure we can all play together. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hughes, your first round. Would you be in favor of privatization of the city's water system? If you are not in favor, what would you do to avoid penalties and fines stemming from the aging water system?
Well, there's no question I'm for privatizing the water system with Aqua. I have done my due diligence. I have visited 3 different sites, visited with a number of different administrators from different sites, talked to the EPA, and after our meeting last night, if council can't understand the benefit of Aqua, then they weren't listening. Now, you're asking me, after 35 years, no one did anything for the water system in St. Clairsville, and they think the municipality and the change in different offices can handle it now, they're dreamers. That's my answer. Privatization.
Thank you, sir. Would you be in favor of privatization of the city's water system? If not, what would you do to avoid penalties and fines?
Well, I can appreciate Mayor Pugh, and he has said this has been kicked down the road, that can, and I know Jody hates that metaphor, but Mayor Pugh was part of the problem for at least 12 years. Why was nothing done? Again, well, not that much has been done that we are to the point that we're looking at having to sell our water. There have been alternatives suggested. We had a lady who came in from RCAP, which is an organization providing grants and loans. We weren't given the opportunity to even explore what options there were. I've talked to architects recently. I've talked to so many business people that have told me the boom that is coming to this valley is undeniable. And if we lose control of our water, it is the worst thing that could happen. This is an asset. And while water is probably our most precious asset, there's one even more precious. That's our citizens. And if you come to a council meeting, you will see that people are patently against this sale until the other alternatives are looked at. Thank you.
And Mr. Brooks, are you in favor of privatization of the city's water? If not, what would you do to avoid penalties and fines?
Well, to be honest with you, none. I don't want to privatize. As far as penalties and fines go, I think we would have to do what we have to do because of the fact that they have kicked this can down the road to the last minute that we're forced to make a decision. Privatization, before I would even, and I would not think, I would hire an independent engineer to tell us what is wrong with our plant, what it will take to Band-Aid it until we can maybe get on county water like Aqua's gonna do, okay? And then have them get our cap to see what loans are available so that we can tell the citizens, this is what your payment is gonna be. Then, I would take that without my college education, guys, I'm just high school guy. I would take those figures to the people and say, look, this is what it's gonna cost you if we do the plan ourselves. This is gonna cost you at this time if we go with Aqua. You know in a couple years, Aqua's gonna tell you bend over. But I would let the people, I would let the people vote. Do you wanna pay this or do you wanna do this? God gave us the water. We paid for the systems. It should be the people that decide what we do with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Next question will start with Ms. Coleman.
Yes, sir.
What motivated you to run for office?
Wow, good question. Again, as a private citizen and someone who's been in business, I was serendipitously brought in, but as I started to dig in and get into the weeds, as they say, and see what's going on, I just felt this is wrong to make a decision of this magnitude that will affect everyone who lives in St. Clairsville without further exploring the options. Again, as someone coming out of the business world, you make the best decisions when you have your information. And I've seen what's happened at council meetings. I've spoken at about every council meeting in the past 6 months, and nothing has changed. And I just think maybe it's time for some new blood. So I'm bringing you the best that I have, my education, my talents. I want to see us move forward to the future. St. Clairsville is way too nice a town to be left in the dust. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Brooks, what motivated you to run for office?
Because I asked at least 3 people to run for this office of mayor, Greg Reline being one of them. They all said they did not want to do this because it's going to be a big hassle. I decided to run because I want to return the government to our everyday people. I don't need people with huge intelligence or business jobs. What I need is people that know how to stretch a dollar. okay? The people that know how to stretch a dollar are gonna be the ones that get us out of this fix. If you don't know, how many times have you sat at the table with your child and there was one pork chop on that plate and you wanted it, but you seen them reach for it, so you backed off? You know, this is what we need. We need everyday people that know what it's like not to have in order to get where we need to be. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. And Mr. Pugh, what's your motivation to run for re-election?
Well, I guess my main motivation would be that I feel we've accomplished a lot in the last 4 years. But we have a lot of unfinished business that I'd like to see completed. I hear a lot about business. Well, I'm going to go back to my business. I had 10 employees when I had the St. Clair Lawn. And I had to make sure the pay was there for the paychecks. I know what it takes to run a business, to run a city. I have a good financial background. I don't let people bully me, that's right, and I'm accused of being, I don't know what, but what you get is what you get with me, a leader. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to take a minute to thank the candidates as well as the audience and all of the other candidates for coming forward tonight. This has been like, everybody warned me, you don't want to be that moderator there. This has really been, you guys have all followed the rules and been wonderful. I want to thank you. Please give them all a round. Now it's time for closing statements. Each candidate will have 1 minute to make a closing statement. We'll start with Mr. Brooks.
I want to thank the university and the Chamber of Commerce for letting us be here. I want to thank all of you that came. I want St. Clairsville to build a strong base before we start going out east for something. We built a $1.6 million water tank and we don't have the water to fill it. Okay? When they try to develop that acreage out there, companies are coming in here wanting you to level the land, you to give them tax breaks, and you to do everything, or I'm not bringing my business there. You see it all over the place. Okay? I hope I haven't come off gruff to anyone, because I'm not. I'm just determined that we can turn all of this around. We want transparency. I want the people to know where their RETA tax is going, where all their other money is going. Cindy's doing a great job of telling you, but I want to put it out there. I don't want to fire anybody. I take that back. I don't want to fire most of the people that are employed here. Kathy is fine. Cindy is great. We have a good, and the police chief is fantastic. Okay? We have a great police force, and before I get off here, I'm going to do what I do every time I see this gentleman in a room. I would ask that you clap for a man that I call Saved Me. Right back there. Mark Kinzor, our old police chief. Okay? Could you please give him a round of applause? If it wasn't for Martin, I probably wouldn't be here today. Okay? I would probably be getting fed by your city and the state out here at this joint. But that's been 50 years ago. But Martin gave me the courage and the determination that I was going to be somebody, and look at me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Mr. Pugh.
I also want to thank the Chamber of Commerce and OU for having this tonight. I think it was very worthwhile. And in closing, I'd like to say, when I'm elected to a second term as mayor, I will continue to provide the same leadership, integrity, and knowledge that the citizens expect and deserve in St. Clairsville. With my team and my efforts, the city's future is unlimited. Thank you again.
And Ms. Coleman.
Thank you, EJ. Thank you all for being here. The best voter is an informed voter, and I appreciate you taking your time. I just want to say, I've done a lot of volunteer work. I've had a lot of people alluding to their military careers, but I'm thinking a lot about my mom and dad. My dad was a graduate of the United States Naval Academy. In fact, his roommate was Ross Perot, and my dad was all about character, honesty, valor, and hard work, right, Colleen? Integrity. And I'll tell you what, I've had a little bit of bullying going on, but my dad helped me with math in the 7th grade, and there is nothing that can bother me now when he would sit with a math degree and say, how can't you get this? So I'm pretty tough. But what he taught me was, when you have a cause you believe in, you dig your heels in. You don't let anyone bully you or tell you what to believe. You do what you think is right. And I want to tell you that whether incumbent or a newcomer, your vote is very precious, and it is not expected, it is earned. And ask yourself, in 4 years, do you think you will be better off under the reign of Mayor Pugh again, with Mr. Brooks, or with Catherine Tallman? Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Coleman. Give a big round for all the- We thank you all for coming out. I'd also like to recognize Wendy and the chamber for putting this on. And as I look out, you know, I'm impressed with the number of folks that have come out. I've attended these in the past, and that this hasn't always been the case. I believe we also went out on Facebook Live to citizens in the community, and so others possibly had a chance to watch as well. We're very pleased to host this event at Ohio University Eastern. We are here for the community. I can tell we all love St. Clairsville, and I am very appreciative that we have such great candidates for all the positions. So good luck in voting, and thank you all for coming.